Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. This is episode number 36. The relation to elevation 52, 80 sports and lifestyles. This is a show that comes on Thursday night, every single Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyles platform. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Let's get into it, man. We're gonna resume with the look at the national championship game. We have a new champion in college football. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State. They're back on top. 10 years. It's been 10 years since they won the national championship. 10 years. So it's been a long time coming for the Buckeyes of Ohio State. And this was a culmination of a coronation and a culmination of a revenge tour that Ohio State was on. Ever since they lost to Michigan, they've been on a mission. They blew out Tennessee 42 to 17. They blew out Oregon, the number one team in the country, 41-21. They beat Texas 28 to 14, and they conquered the Fighting Irish Notre Dame 34 to 23. Give credit to Notre Dame. They were down 31 to 7 in this game, but they was able to come back. They showed that that fighting spirit, that resiliency that you gotta have in these championship games, but they fell short. The big play in the game, even when the game was tight, 31-23, was a long pass down the field from Will Howard to Jeremiah Smith. And that was the key to the game. Is going to this game is can the Irish defense take away Jeremiah Smith, take away that combination of quarterback, wide receiver combination of Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith. They wasn't able to do it at times during this game. And they lose the game 34-23. Give credit to Notre Dame. They got to a great start, had a great drive. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Had a great drive. Give credit to Notre Dame. They got to a great start. Held the ball for 9 minutes and 45 seconds. They had 18 plays, 75 yards. I mean, they had the ball for a long time. They had a lot of plays, but it's not how you begin. It's how you finish. And give credit to Ohio State. They was able to come back and make it happen and do their thing. So first quarter, Notre Dame had a 7-0 lead, but the second quarter, it was all about Ohio State. Will Howard to Jeremiah Smith, 8-yard touchdown. Then Quinshawn Junkins had a 9-yard run. Then Quinshawn Judkins caught a pass out of the backfield, 6 yards from Will Howard to make it 21-7. So it was 21-7 at halftime. Then the Ohio State Buckeyes started to pour it on. Quinton Judkins had his third touchdown overall. His second touchdown, rushing 1-yard touchdown was 28-7. Then they added a field goal to make it 31-7. Thought, okay, this is it. This is the domination, the culmination, the coronation is here. It still was a coronation. It's just that I obviously had to hold on for dear life to win. And then the Notre Dame came right back, with Jaden Greathouse, who was a big part of this game. It had to be a big part of this game. He played well. He did his best. Did well. Did great. Um, he had over 100 yard receiving again, just like he did against Penn State. That's what he had to do in this game. Just like a little too late, too late because they could have did this early in the game, but either way, their scheme so open up. And you gotta open it up anyway when you're down by a lot. You gotta pass the ball, but Greathouse had to be great. He played great even though he lost. 6 catches, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. 34-yard touchdown pass, 31-15, including a 2-point conversion from Riley Lynn to Jeremiah Love. And then at the end of the third quarter, it's 31-15. In the fourth quarter, he scored a touchdown to make it 31-23. So got a ball game, 4:15 to go. Riley Lynn to Jaden Greathouse, 30-yard pass. Jordan Faison, another player, threw a 2-point conversion pass to Bo Collins for a 2-point conversion. Now we got an 8-point lead. But give credit where it's due. The big play to keep it going, to keep the game, seal the deal was the long pass, 56 yards from Howard to Smith. That was huge. That was a big time play because it was on third down. He made a big time throw and it was 56 yards. So you take that away, maybe, just maybe, I should have got the ball back. I don't know where they was at third, with third and down 11, uh, what position they was in, what yard line they was at when that throw was made, because that was a big time throw, 56 yards. So that set up the field goal. So okay, yeah. So it's third down inside Ohio State 34-yard line. So they had their own 34-yard line. They backed up. So instead of just going to a slant route, he goes deep or crossing pattern or something like that. Somebody in the flat, he goes deep. Big time throw from Will Howard to Jeremiah Smith for 56 yards inside the Notre Dame 10-yard line. That was a play of the game. If Notre Dame makes a stop, Notre Dame gets the ball back. They got a chance to either get a touchdown and get a two-point conversion to tie the game, but they didn't do it. So he was able to stop that. They kicked the field goal, seal the deal, 34-23. The game was over. Ohio State won the national championship. So this is an interesting game. Well, not a classic game by any means, but Notre Dame made it interesting in the fourth quarter. That's what you wanted to see as a casual fan. You want to see Ohio State, you know, get pushed to the limit, and they did. You know what I'm saying? They were right there, 31-23. Only thing the Irish had to do on defense is make a stop. You know what I'm saying? Once they make that stop, it's a wrap. They get the ball back. They get the ball with a chance to tie the game. If they scored a touchdown, they got to tie the game with a two-point conversion. You got a 31-31 tie. But that was a big time throw down the field by Will Howard. Played excellent in this game. Excellent. Played outstanding. Let's look at his numbers. 17 of 21, 231 yards and two touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith had 5 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. Quinshon Judkins had 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdown rushing. So their stars stepped up in these kind of games. And again, it was the year of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Despite losing to Michigan, they got the last laugh. And that's how you should feel for your Ohio State Buckeyes fans, that your team got the last laugh. Despite losing to Michigan, they was able to galvanize each other, galvanize together, us against the world, whatever it is, bench tour, get back at it, and they was able to dust themselves off and get the job done. That's what you gotta do. And it'll also prove that these rivalry games means nothing no more. It don't. Think about it. The interesting thing is that Michigan won that championship last year, beat Washington, and this year their arch rival wins it the following year. Interesting with the new alignment, realignment, all that stuff, 12-team playoff. The only problem with this game is that I think it should have been played before January 20th, because you got to make sure that the student athletes get their shine first. Let them play first before the professionals play. If you're coming off the day after the divisional playoff round, which I'll get into in shortly, and after that, now you got the national championship game. So the buzz, you know, kind of takes a back seat. And plus, also, the ratings was not good. The ratings had a big drop off. We'll get to that. Also, there were some numbers that made this game not so good for us a rating standpoint. It's surprising because you got Notre Dame, they're blue blood. Obviously, Ohio State, they're blue blood. No new. And last year also, you had Michigan, Washington. You had no SEC representation the last couple of years. So you think that this game in particular would be highly rated game. Now, again, the game wasn't a great game. It was a blowout for most of this game. The game was all about, Ohio State. Notre Dame made a rally, but fell short. And credit Ohio State, man. They're on a mission. That's all you can do is tip your cap. They did what they had to do to win. They deserve to be the national champions, and now see what happens next year. So that concludes this college football recap of the national championship game. Ohio State is back on top, and Fighting Irish, man, they had a great season. Now it's 36 years, going on 37 years without a national championship since 1988. Had a valiant effort. Marcus Freeman's a big time coach. He's going to continue to get better. They'll be back. I say definitely going to be back because of what they're about. And we see what happens. So great house here. For Notre Dame, even though they lost, they had 105 yards in the Penn State game that they won. In this game, recently on Monday, had 6 catches for 128 yards and a touchdown, couple touchdowns. So he had to play big, but just a little too late, for that standpoint. So let's get into also the ratings. The ratings was not good this year, this national championship game. Yes, the game wasn't great, no, but it was surprising to see that the ratings were different from last year. There's a drop over me. Get into that information, get a viewership. Let's get into that as far as the ratings. Because you think that again, the game was not great. I think maybe people was turned off because um, the matchup wasn't as good as it should have been. It wasn't exciting because it's all about Ohio State being up 31-7 for the rally from Notre Dame. Even though this game was the most watched of the season, it was not surprised there. The problem was the viewership was down, and here's why: it was a double-digit drop in viewership from last year. So 22.1 million viewers was watching this game. They watched this game. That's what it averaged, but it was the most watched non-NFL sporting event over the past year. But it's a 12% drop from the 25 million that watched the Michigan Wolverines win that championship 34-13 against Washington in 2024. It was the third lowest audience of the 11 college football playoff title games, with all three occurring in the past 5 years. So the audience peaked at 26.1 million viewers during the second quarter, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. And the score was tied at 7. Since Alabama's 26-23 overtime victory over Georgia in 2018, the past 7 title games have had an average margin of a victory of 25.4 points. Now, Ohio State had a 31-7 lead midway through the third quarter. Ohio State probably ratings, dropped a little bit. That happens. So the least viewed title game was when TCU lost, actually, Georgia 65-7, followed by Alabama's 52-24 win over Ohio State 2021. 18.7 million, 17.2 million with Georgia and TCU. The first title game in 2015, the Buckeyes 42-20 victory over Oregon. That remains the most watched college football game by viewers in the college football playoff era. It had 33.9 million. So yeah, the ratings were down. The viewership was down. Maybe because again the game was not as great. That could be a factor, and I think that could be a reason why the game was not as good ratings wise, but at a dip, 12 digit dip, double digit dip, 12%. All right, so that's it for college football. Let's get to the NBA. Let's get into the divisional playoff round recap, the NAFC, NFC uh, playoff preview and prediction, NFC championship, AFC championship preview and predictions, and get into the honest day in sports history. NBA, I'm gonna get some NBA stuff. I want to talk about NBA. The NBA All Star break is right around the corner. Matter of fact, tonight they had the All Star starters announced tonight. If you're interested, I'm not interested in the All Star game. I think it's a joke. But there was the announcement of the starters of the All Star game. LeBron and Giannis Cooper over the top. The vote getters to lead the NBA All Stars. So they were selected today. So LeBron James extended his record of 21 All Star selections Thursday night, which is tonight. He was named a starter for this year's midseason showcase, NBA's biggest names. So he would join Denver Nuggets center Nikola Jokic, uh, Kevin Durant, Shea Alexander, and Stephen Curry. For the East All Stars, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo. He led all players for fan voting. Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, and Carl Anthony Towns. That's going to be the starting five. So starting five in the Eastern Conference is going to be Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Carl Anthony Towns, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo. In the West, starters going to be Stephen Curry, Gilles Alexander in the backcourt, Durant, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic. So that was announced tonight. Yeah, the All-Star game is a joke. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to be watching that. I think it's a big deal. The coach for the All-Star game will be Mark, Dan Nolte, and Kenny Atkinson. Next Thursday, the 7 reserves will be unveiled. I care less, but that was big news out for the NBA. The All-Star game, I think it's a joke because players don't even compete like they should. All right, let's go over this week that was in the NBA. Starting on Sunday, Miami beat San Antonio, Denver beat Orlando, Milwaukee beat Philadelphia, OKC beat Brooklyn, Clippers beat the Lakers, Portland beat Chicago, Sacramento, and Washington. Monday, had a lot of games on MLK Day. Charlotte beat Dallas, Detroit beat Houston, Memphis beat Minnesota, the Knicks beat Atlanta, Phoenix lost to Cleveland, Boston beat Golden State, New Orleans beat Utah, and Chicago beat the Clippers. Then Tuesday, the Knicks beat Brooklyn, Portland beat Miami, Orlando beat Toronto, Denver beat Philly, and LA beat Washington. And then yesterday, Detroit beat Atlanta, Phoenix beat Brooklyn, Minnesota beat Dallas, Houston beat Cleveland. That's an interesting win for Houston because Cleveland, they rarely lose this year. Lost that many games this year, but this their only their seventh loss that they suffered this year. So Houston's one of the more surprising teams this year. The first half of the season, they're 29-14 after that win yesterday. They won 109 to 108. They gave Cavaliers their only seven losses on the season. Um, Singun, appearing of Singun, made two free throws with 4.5 seconds left. Darius Garland missed two or three free throws after that, so allowed the Houston Rockets to hold on for a victory 109 to 108. This game was played in Houston. So Down Mitchell played. Let me see. He played last night. Yes, he did. We had 19 points. The high man for Cleveland was Darius Garland. He had 26. 26 for Fred Van Vliet. This team's looking good, man. Houston Rockets. I don't think they won a championship, but that's a good win for them. Memphis, Charlotte, uh, Milwaukee, and New Orleans was postponed. Um, Utah lost to OKC. Sacramento beat Golden State. Boston beat the Clippers. Now you got games going on right now. Portland blowing out Orlando 94-74 with 158 to go in the fourth quarter. You got Toronto over Atlanta 94-89 with 17.8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Then at halftime, you got OKC winning by a couple of points, 62-60 at halftime. And then you got Milwaukee and Miami. Let Milwaukee win 49-47. Second quarter, 5:37 to go in the second quarter. And Sacramento and Denver 17-17. Then you had NBA Paris games where San Antonio beat Indiana. This is a blowout right here. I think it was 140 to 112 or something like that. 140 to 110. And Victor Wembanyama had 30 points his first game on his native French soil. So this is an interesting, result, man. The Pacers getting blown out like that. I mean, that's amazing, amazing blowout. They blown out by 30. So Wembanyama had 30 point double double. His 30 points along with 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 blocks. Harrison Barnes had 20 points. San Antonio, which won for only the second time in the last 8 games at 20 and 22. Pacers fall to 24 and 20. They dominate them, and that was just an absolute blowout. Spurs shot 60% from the field for the game overall, and Indiana's now 2-7 this season when opponents shoot 52% or better. That's how you got to beat the Pacers if you want to do that. Also, Wembanyama made some kind of history He finished with 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 blocks. And the only players with more such games in the last 50 regular season games were Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 24, Hakeem Olajuwon, 14, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, 11. They'll play again on Saturday, so Paris games. Okay, Golden State play Chicago. That game start yet. Boston Celtics and Lakers play each other at 10 o'clock. And Washington plays the Clippers. Washington's playing pretty good. I mean, look at their record. They currently on this West Coast road trip. They're playing very good. I don't know if they lost a game yet since it's been out west. Let's see, they won 2 in a row. But we did lose somebody on the West Coast. Cleveland still has the best record, tied for the best record actually, OKC. They have Boston because they on this West Coast trip. They beat the Clippers, beat Golden State, or they lost to Boston. They was at home, so they currently on a West Coast trip. So they beat Golden State, they beat the Clippers, beat LA, and play Dallas at Dallas. That's the rematch of last year's NBA Finals. Interesting games after play the Lakers, they play at Dallas, and they play Houston. Yeah, so Cleveland and OKC are tied for the most wins and got the less losses. They got 7 losses apiece, and they won 36 games apiece. The surprising team, like in the West, man, is definitely Houston. 29 and 14. Memphis playing good. Denver's coming on strong. They won 3 in a row. But the team that's struggling, man, again, they've been the most disappointing team due to all the expectation that they're supposed to have going into the season. The Philadelphia 76ers, they are struggling, man. Everything's going bad. They got 7 straight losses, man. They lost 7 in a row, 15-27. Terrible. Can't get it together. So, and Shea Alexander leads league in scoring 32 points a game. All right, let's get into the National Football League. That's what it's all about. So we got all the NFC, AFC Championship games set. You got Washington versus Philadelphia, and you got who else? Kansas City versus Buffalo. Interesting divisional playoff, man. You had some interesting games, man. Games that were very interesting. Houston, obviously, versus Houston versus Kansas City. See, this game was just more by 2 bad calls during this game. These roughing the passer penalties, like the reps. Again, giving Kansas City a break, a couple of breaks, and then also there was one play where Mahomes, as far as Kansas City concerned, Mahomes goes out of bounds and he flopped it. You know what I'm saying? So this is amazing. But give credit to Kansas City. They did their thing. They in the championship game. Patrick Mahomes never lost in the divisional playoff round. Give him credit. But this game, man, is more about these penalties. And after the game, some people from the Houston side said that it was the Kansas City Chiefs versus Red. I think Bill Anderson Jr. said that. See that quote. Because again, when you play the Chiefs, they're gonna get the whistle. They're gonna get breaks that goes their way for a reason. I understand they're the Chiefs, but they shouldn't get all the calls. That was two bad calls. No helmet to helmet and roughing the passer, and it just to me there wasn't no good calls to make. I think they could have let that go, but again, it's the Chiefs. They always find a way to get the whistle. And then the flopping by Mahomes. Good as he is, you don't have to be flopping. Yeah, he said in the quote, he said, "We knew it was going to be us versus the refs going into this game." And you may have a point, man, because you look at it, man, it's like those kind of penalties that's not worth throwing, not worth getting into if you're the refs to throw those flags. No situation to put yourself in a position where you're giving them the break, benefit of the doubt. I mean, those calls were just bad calls, not helping to help. I've watched football a long time. There's no way those penalties deserve to be thrown, and it was. But either way, when you look at this game, it was still 13-12. Houston has a chance to tie the game and miss the extra point, but Joe Mixon scored a touchdown. So this game was a very competitive game. Going to in the second quarter, going to the second half. Excuse me. It's just the Chiefs did enough to get it done. Um, Kelsey turned back the clock, played like the old Travis Kelsey that we come to know. He had over 100 yards receiving. 7 times he caught the ball, 117 touchdowns and a touchdown. Excuse me, 117 yards and a touchdown, and caught the ball 7 times. And he did what he does best. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to get open. And now they're in the conference championship game, trying to make it 3 straight times to the Super Bowl, and try to make it 3 straight Super Bowls in a row. So and Mahomes did something special. He improved to 16-3 in the postseason. He tied Joe Montana for the second most wins by starting quarterback behind Tom Brady. He's 7-0 in divisional playoff games. So also Mahomes and Kelsey helped Andy Reid become just the fourth coach in NFL history to have 300 career wins. So big win for the Chiefs, but they are beatable. The Chiefs, they are. You can beat the Chiefs. Man. You just gotta get a pass rush, force turnovers, get after it, man. You gotta find a way to make it uncomfortable for Mahomes. But this team just knows what it takes to win. Give them credit. They won the game fair and square. Move on from there. But that was a very competitive game. It was not, a blowout. Houston had the chance, just didn't capitalize on opportunities. Then you had the upset of the whole divisional playoff week. That shocked me. Detroit Lions went down, man, 45-31. That those Rashad injuries, man, that they had on the defensive end for the Lions just came back to bite them. It just came back to bite them. And they wasn't able to hold it down on the defensive end. Also, offensively, they didn't hold it down. Here's a quote from Patrick Mahomes about the sideline flop. That's what he did in that game. Said I probably shouldn't have done that. But the sideline flop that occurred during that game. Where he scrambled against Houston, slowed down as he approached the sideline. Texas linebacker Terry Henry, 202, 22, I'm saying his last name right, shoved Mahomes in bounds, but Mahomes went tumbling out of bounds with his arms flailing above his head. He flailed, flopping. And then he admitted on Wednesday, all but acknowledged that, yeah, that's what he was doing. And officials weren't fooling. The play did not draw a flag for a late hit. So that's what he was doing. He's trying to, get a flag call. This is when the score was 13-12, 147 going third quarter. He runs and he flops. Oh no, this is still the late hit, excuse me, late hit. The helmet to helmet. That was not a good call. because the helmet to helmet was between the two defensive players from Houston trying to get after Mahomes. They hit helmet to helmet. They collided. But yeah, he did a lot of flopping in that game. He acknowledged it that I probably shouldn't have done that. So it's flopping. Right, let's get to the Washington game. This quarterback, Jaden Daniels, man, is amazing. He's gonna be a great, great player. He just gotta stay healthy. And there's a revitalization and revival in Washington because they've been struggling so long to be relevant. From after they won a Super Bowl in 1991, they fell off after that. You know what I'm saying the 90s, all the way to this point. They just wasn't that irrelevant. Now they're relevant for the first time since 1991. They're back in the championship game because of Jaden Daniels, the rookie, who's not playing like he's playing like a 10-year veteran. 291 yards. I think he had 299 yards, 22 out of 31, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns. This guy's not managing the game. He's making the plays. He's making his reads. He's throwing the ball accurately. He's running when he needs to. He's got total poise and total control of the game, how to make his reads, how to make his throws. He's doing it at the highest level. So when you talk about this quarterback, James Daniels, he's something special. He's on the verge of being one win away from going to the Super Bowl as a rookie quarterback, something that's never happened in the history of the Super Bowl. I think that's the same thing. This guy is playing beyond his rookie year. He's playing like a veteran. So I think if they get this thing done, man, they may possibly upset either Buffalo or Kansas City, whoever comes out of AFC. But that was a big time win, man, for Jaden Daniels and his team. And also Detroit also turned the ball up 5 times. Jared Goff, I think the turning point in the game was when the score was 17-14 in favor of Washington. He throws, an interception, gets picked off for a pick six. That shouldn't have happened. You got to prevent that from happening because he got a chance to get back to the game. Just overthrew his intended receiver, and it gets picked off, and he runs back for a touchdown. And the thing about it, man, the Lions did great on offense. It's just that they turned the ball over in opportune times. You got to take care of the football. And bad loss for Lions. It's one of the bad losses you're going to see from a number one seed. Oh no, they could not stop Terry McLaurin. Couldn't stop the receivers. They got back into the game with James Williams, 61-yard touchdown run on reverse, but they always had an answer. This was in the first half. It's a lot of points scored in the second quarter. A lot of points. A lot of scoring. But this Washington team always had a leg up. Now again, this team, Detroit, had a chance. It was only 31-28 at the end of the third quarter. It's just that they couldn't stop this offense. I mean, Jake Daniels threw for 299 yards. Almost threw for 300 yards. And 2 touchdowns, 22 out of 31. Very efficient. And the thing about James Daniels, and this is what you have to do as a quarterback, would be a rookie or a 10-year veteran, or a 15-year veteran. You got to take care of the football. You can't turn the ball over. So far, Daniels has not thrown any interceptions in these playoffs. On the road, whether it be at Tampa, or it be at Detroit. This is going to be his toughest challenge because you're going against a very talented defense led by Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter. But I think from that standpoint, man, he's playing mistake-free football, and that's what you got to do as a football player in the playoffs. Is play mistake-free football. Don't make any mistakes. I mean, the last 2 games in the playoffs and the wild card, he was 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So he got 4 interceptions, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions in the first 2 games of the playoffs. He's very efficient. He played better than he did against Tampa, 71% completion. The other game against Tampa Bay, 68.6% completion in his passes. And he got sacked 1 time so far. So the offensive line is doing their job without, they're not getting him hit. But this is going to be a tough challenge because, again, they're going against the best defense they've faced in these playoffs. That's better than Detroit. Again, Detroit's banged up. And you have Aiden Hutchinson. They had a lot of guys out. Not taking away from what Washington did. They deserved to win. But they did play against a team that was banged up on the defensive end. This is going to be a big challenge for Washington to go up against that defense. Again, this is a rival. Washington versus Philly. So they have familiarity with each other. I'm just saying, Philly can definitely make the adjustments against this guy, Jaden Daniels. So we'll see. But so far, this guy's playing great. No interceptions, no turnovers. That's what you got to do in the postseason, not turn the ball over. All right, so they win 45-31. Tough loss for the Lions in the way to slice it. And then make matters worse. This is part of the price that you pay when you have so much success as a coaching staff. Ben Johnson became head coach of the Chicago Bears this week, along with Aaron Glenn. He becomes head coach of the New York Jets. So they lose two of their coordinators, offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, then you lose defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn. So goodbye to those coordinators. So now where do you go from here? So it shows all the success that they had on the offensive end, defensive end. Now they're gone. They still gonna be relevant, Detroit. I think they're still gonna be in the mix. It's just that they gotta get over that hump somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go through, off season, what you're gonna do to do better, and then you gotta go through how to get back to this point. You know what I'm saying, in the NFL, National Football League. That's the thing that stands out as far as that's concerned. So tough loss for Detroit. Then you got the Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles. Give credit to the Rams. Rams pushed the Eagles to the limits, right? Giving up over 200 yards to Saquon Barkley. Two of them was on those big runs. 78-yard touchdown run by Barkley and 62-yard touchdown run. Had 205 yards against this defense. 26 carries. He's by far their best player. It's not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had to play well. He didn't play that great. Play okay. But again, when you got Barkley in the backfield, you don't have to do so much. But give credit to the Rams when they came to play, man. They got it done. Mike Stack played well, 324 yards in that snow, two touchdowns. Kyron Williams had 106 yards. Pure had 97 yards receiving. They had a chance, in that fourth quarter to score 28-22. They got back into the game. But give credit to Jalen Carter. He got the sack. That was a huge sack on third down and led to a fourth down. And they was able to come up short, able to complete the first down. And the Eagles won. So give him credit. So I think he said, man, Rams had a chance to win in the end, but they fell short. Um, Good win for the Eagles. They had to hold on for dear life. And give credit to the Rams. They competed. They were right there in the mix. They just fell short, 28-22, with the ball in their hands. So Matthew Stafford moved the ball down the field, but fell short, came up short. Their territory, Eagles territory. And then you had Buffalo, the showdown, Buffalo showdowns. Good game, not classic, but Buffalo was up 21-10. Again, Lamar Jackson comes up short again. Now it's his fault. Now the GOAT of the game obviously was Mark Andrews. You know what I'm saying? The things that he did, throwing the ball first and foremost, and then he drops the 2-point conversion after um, all the criticism of Lamar Jackson. He can't do this in big games, especially postseason. Well, he did it. He did his job. He led him down the field, got the touchdown to Isaiah Likely. Now he go for the important 2-point conversion, be the 88-yard, 8-play drive, and then he drops the 2-point conversion. Shades of Jackie Smith. Jackie Smith was a guy who played tight end for the Dallas Cowboys in 1978 in that Super Bowl against the Steelers in Super Bowl 13. He dropped a very, very big pass right in his hands. Stalled back, the route stalled back, throw it to him, and he dropped it. I think that could have put him up ahead, put him ahead of something. But Jackie Smith is known for that. And that's kind of shades of that, Jackie Smith. With what Mark Andrews did, dropping that ball. He had a chance to tie the game up. That was right in his hands. One of the best tight ends in the league. Got to make that play. Now, Lamar Jackson made mistakes, yes. There were bad interceptions that was overthrown. Then he fumbled the ball, recovered by Von Miller. You got to take the sack. Try to do too much. But he's able to redeem himself and do better in the second half. And they ran the ball particularly well. Obviously, with Henry, could got more carries, but fell short on that. 16 carries, I think you got to give him the ball even more than that. But he falls short 27-25. And it's just not good to have that. You got to be able to find a way to win this game for your Baltimore. It's a bad loss for Baltimore. So now I think Jackson is 3-5. So he still got a chance to win the championship. It's just that, You gotta find a way to get over that hump because we're playing the top heavy AFC with so many good quarterbacks, and I think that's the thing that's going to stand out with Lamar Jackson. He still has plenty of chances to get this thing right, but Mark Andrews, it's his fault. You gotta get it done. You gotta catch that pass for 2 points, and then you can't fumble. Fumble the ball like that. Just can't do it. Just can't do it. Yeah, here it is. I'm looking it up right here. The Cowboys were trailing the Pittsburgh Steelers 21-14 in the third quarter of Super Bowl 13. Jackie Smith dropped a third down pass in the end zone. He was right there. That's one of the more iconic moments in Super Bowl history. It's an iconic play because he was wide open. Instead of time to score, the team had to settle for a field goal. He was right there. Back to Mark Andrews. Got to make that catch. He didn't make that catch. He fell short. Happens, but in that situation, got to make that catch. Buffalo advances, and Josh Allen didn't do that much in the game. He was not, that great. It's just that he did his thing, scored a couple of touchdowns. The defense did their job, forced 3 turnovers, but Josh Allen didn't have to do that much. He only threw for 127 yards. You know, so he wasn't that spectacular. But either way, they got a win. Give credit to the defense. They did enough offensively to get the W and win the game. So they advanced to play Kansas City. So now let's fast forward to the AFC NFC championship games. Obviously, going to start with Washington and Philly. Obviously, this is a division rival. They've definitely played each other a couple of times this year. The recent matchup was 36-33, where they came back and won that game. That was back on December 22nd. And Philly had a lead. It was like up 21-7. But they was able to mount a comeback. And Jay Daniels threw 5 touchdowns against that defense. So they definitely going to give a lot of confidence against this Philly defense. Yeah, 5 touchdowns, maybe his best touchdown performance of the year. But he couldn't stop Barkley despite winning that game, 150 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. So I don't think it's going to be this much of a shootout, 36-33, but that was a big time comeback. They threw a touchdown to Jameson Crowder to give him the lead. Then they went for 2 6 seconds ago. Jeremy McNichols scored on a 2-point conversion because they were trailing Philadelphia 33-28. Then go down the field and score. So Daniels also ran for 81 yards. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. The other matchup, Commanders won that game. Then I think the other game was 26-18, and you lost on Thursday night. So let's look at Philadelphia, what they do in that game. How did James Daniels play in that game? James Daniels with 191 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. You can stop Barkley again. So keep your eyes on Barkley. And Barkley obviously having a great year. He's run very well against the Commanders defense. And the Commanders defense don't have a great run defense. So this shows you that their run defense not that great. They gave 146 yards, 26 carries, 2 touchdowns in that game. When they played each other on Thursday, then Thursday night, that was on November 14th. And then they played December 22nd. They gave up like 150 yards. Still had 29 carries. Yeah, 2 touchdowns. So they can't stop this guy. So they're gonna have to really take away Saquon Barkley. But I think Jalen Hurts got to play better in the passing game because I think you stack up all 8 guys at the line of scrimmage and make Jalen Hurts a passer. Now he got the weapons. You got Devontae Smith on this side. You got AJ Brown on that side. You got some tight ends that can make plays. Make him a thrower, a passer. It's gonna be a tall order. But I think Philly's gonna win. I think the defense is gonna come through, find a way to neutralize James Daniels and that offense. I like Philly to win that game, the first game, championship game. I just think that Philly gonna find a way to get it done. I'll be shocked if Washington wins this game. I'll be very, very surprised. Very surprised. I mean, yes, they're having a great season. It's a Cinderella. When you look at the Final Four teams, you got Buffalo, you got Philly, you got Kansas City. They know what it takes. They've been there before. They've been in these kind of big games. Washington's new. They did Cinderella. First time since the '91 season they were in the championship game. It's been a long time coming. So they are the Cinderellas. But I think Cinderella's slipper not going to fit. I think they're going to lose this week. I got the Eagles win this game to advance the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to stop Saquon. I think Saquon going to do his thing, make it happen. I think Hurts going to make some plays. I think the defense is going to be good. Jalen Carter, keep your eyes on him. Keep your eyes on Nolan Smith. I think the defense is going to do their thing. Secondary going to be pretty tougher to deal with. I got to go with Philly at home. And then you got Buffalo and Kansas City. I got to go with Kansas City. I like to see Buffalo win. The Chiefs, yeah, get tired of the Chiefs, but give credit. They're a great team, great franchise of what they do. They just know how to win. I go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Kansas City Chiefs gonna win. Buffalo gotta get it done. Josh Allen gotta come up big in this game. Um, they gotta get a pass rush on Patrick Mahomes. Easier said and done. Gregory Rousseau and Von Miller, they gotta do something on the defensive end. But I just think that Mahomes gonna find a way to get it done somehow, some way. And I think they're gonna make plays. I just like the Chiefs in a close win. Another thing that's bad for the Bills under Sean McDermott, since he's been the coach, is that they're 0-4 in the playoffs under Sean McDermott. They've dropped 7 straight since the 29-10 victory at Miami, the AFC Championship game back in the 1992 season. So they don't play well on the road. Lifetime under McDermott. So we're gonna see what happens this week. Also want to see, can they force turnovers on the Chiefs, because the league best, the Bills had it with plus 24 turnover differential in the regular season. They also plus 3 in 2 playoff games. So see if they could turn the ball over on the Chiefs, turn them over. Y'all do that. So we'll see. But I like the Chiefs in this game. I gotta put Mahomes over Allen. It's their time. They know what was at stake. History is at stake. They want to win 3 in a row. So I think they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl. Like Kansas City over Buffalo. Kansas City, Philadelphia in the Super Bowl. Chiefs, Eagles in the Super Bowl. That's how I see it. That's how I see it in this matchup. Right, so finally let's get into the understanding sports history for January 23rd. I can go over all the events, but some of it. Okay. On this day. I'm going to go over all the events that took place on this day. I'm just going to get into some. All right, we're going to start with 1879 on January 23rd. 1879, U.S. National Archery Association forms in Crossburgville, Indiana. 1950, AP picks the Miracle Braves of 1914 as the greatest sports upset. 1950, on January 23rd, NFL rule changes open way for two platoon system, offense and defense. 1953, January 23rd, Dallas Texans became the Baltimore Colts, now the Indianapolis Colts. 1953, NFL's National and American Conference became the Eastern and Western Conference. Celtics lose to the Celtics on January 23rd, 1965, as Boston Celtics center Bill Russell misses over 14 shots. A 104-100 loss to Philadelphia 76ers led by newly acquired Wilt Chamberlain. Stan Musial was named general manager of Major League Baseball team St. Louis Cardinals in 1967. 1975, on January 23rd, Ralph Kiner, Pittsburgh Pirates slugger, was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Willie Mays in 1979 was named to the Baseball Hall of Fame on this day. In the Mud Bowl, Miami Dolphins beat the New York Jets in the AFC Championship game on a wet, muddy field, which negated the Jets' significant speed and skill advantage. In 1998, January 23rd, Denver Nuggets tied the NBA single season record of 23 consecutive losses set by the Vancouver Grizzlies in 1995-1996. Streak ends with a 99-81 win next day against the LA Clippers. 1998, Michael Jordan played his 800th game, scores in double figures in a 198 overtime win over the New Jersey Nets, added 40 more double-figure scoring games to his NBA record before his retirement for the second time, 1998. Don Nelson in 2000 became the sixth coach in NBA history to win 900 career games, and the Mavericks defeated the Detroit Pistons 99-91 at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Klay Thompson had set a record when he was with the Golden State Warriors when he scored the most NBA points in a quarter, 37, most 3 points in a quarter, 9 of them in the Warriors 126-101 win over Sacramento Kings. In 2018, LeBron James, 30,000 point milestone during a 114-102 loss to the San Antonio Spurs. He became the seventh youngest player at age 33 in 24 days to reach that plateau in 2018. We got a classic in 2022. Buffalo wide receiver Gabriel Davis scored an NFL playoff record 4 touchdowns in the Bills' epic 42-36 overtime loss to the NC Chiefs in their divisional playoff round game at Arrowhead Stadium. And finally, last year in 2024, Kawhi Leonard records his second career triple-double in a win against the Los Angeles Lakers. He recorded that second career triple-double. Right, so that's it, man, for the week that was. For the On This Day in Sports History for January 23rd. Right, so that's it. My time is up. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Check out recent article that I wrote for E5280 Sports and Lifestyles.com. Excuse me, E5280sports.com. Excuse me, E5280sports.com. I have a recent article I did, college football, NBA, NFL, stuff like that. Check it out. Check out that article if you're interested. Also, I did something about the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Check that out. Did a preview of the playoffs for the divisional round. And I did a wild card recap and the wild card national championship preview as well. So that's it. So that's it, man. That's it for tonight. I'll be back for the final episode in the month of January. This month is going by fast. Start the new year off. Hit the ground running. Be the 37th episode, so almost close to 40 episodes. Be the 37th episode next Thursday. Final episode January 3rd. So thanks for those who tuned in. Until then, talk to you next time, next Thursday night. The final episode of the month of January for Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. Until then, have a good night. Like I said, once again, the Bears have a new head coach in Ben Johnson, and Aaron Glenn is the new head coach.
of the New York Jets. Now, remember, Aaron Glenn did play for the New York Jets. He was drafted by the Jets back in 1994, so he knows what the Jets franchise is about because he played for the Jets as a player. He also played with Houston Texans, Dallas Cowboys, Jacksonville Jaguars, and New Orleans Saints. But he played with the New York Jets, so he knows what it's like to deal with the New York media and stuff like that. So he's not going to be phased by that. So that's it for that. Also, he's a personnel scout in 2012 and 2013. So I want to give those nuggets before I close out. Until then, have a good night. Talk to you next Thursday night.